She prayed every night. She cried every morning. And still, nothing changed. That night, rain hit the broken roof like stones. Her child burned with fever in her arms. And in that moment, she whispered words she had never dared to say before. Ya Allah, I'm tired. This is not a story about miracles falling from the sky. This is a story about a woman who was about to give up until one thought changed everything. Her name was Eliza. Eliza sat on the cold hospital floor, holding a crumpled bill she could not read properly, but she understood the number. It was more than her monthly income. Much more. Her son lay on the bed behind her, breathing weakly. Machines beeped like they were counting her failures. People walked past her. Doctors avoided eye contact. Because poor people learn early, hope is expensive. She closed her eyes not to sleep, but to escape. When Eliza was 8 years old, she learned her first painful lesson. Her father was sick. Very sick. The village had no hospital. The nearest city was hours away. They had no money, no transport, no power. She remembered holding her father's hand as his breathing slowed. The doctor had said, "Bring him earlier." But how do you bring someone earlier when roads don't exist and poverty blocks every door? That night, her father died. Not because his illness was incurable, but because treatment was unreachable. And something inside little Eliza died too. At her father's grave, while others cried loudly, Eliza stayed silent. She looked at the sky and thought, if doctors are so far away, I will become one. But dreams sound beautiful, only until reality wakes up. Years passed. Dreams faded. Eliza got married. Life did not become easier. It became heavier. Bills, responsibilities, a sick child, a tired husband. Every time she thought about studying again, someone laughed. Be realistic. This is not for people like us. Accept your fate. And slowly, she did. Her prayers changed too. They were no longer hopeful. They were desperate. That hospital night was different. Her child's condition worsened. The nurse asked for payment again. Eliza stood up, legs shaking, and said softly, "Please, just one more day." The nurse looked away. Eliza sat back down, her head against the wall. For the first time in her life, she thought, maybe Allah is not listening, and immediately guilt crushed her chest. But pain makes even believers weak. Inside her mind, two voices fought. One said, "This is your destiny. Stop fighting." The other whispered, "You survived worse." She remembered her father, her promise, her failures. Tears rolled down her face, not loudly, not dramatically, but silently, the way broken people cry. Then she noticed an old woman sitting nearby. Simple clothes, calm face, eyes full of peace. The woman looked at Eliza and smiled gently. After a long silence, she spoke. "You're not tired because life is hard. You're tired because you believe it will never change." Eliza looked at her confused. The woman continued, "Allah listens, but fear blocks what faith invites." Eliza whispered, "I pray, I try, but nothing works." The old woman nodded. Prayer without belief is like knocking on a door, while already walking away. She stood up slowly and said, "Change one thing first. Not your life, your thoughts." Before Eliza could respond, the nurse called her name. When she turned back, the old woman was gone. That night, Eliza didn't sleep. For the first time in years, she didn't beg Allah to fix everything. She asked only one thing. "Ya Allah, give me strength to try again." She didn't know it yet. But this was the night her life began to change. That night did not change Eliza's life. It changed Eliza. The sun rose the same way. The hospital walls looked the same. The bills were still unpaid. But inside her heart, something was different. For the first time, she didn't ask, "Why me?" She asked, "What can I do next?" Eliza began with something small, very small. She asked the hospital receptionist about free treatment programs. She filled out forms she barely understood. She waited in long lines. She faced rejection again and again, but this time rejection didn't break her, because she no longer believed failure was the end. It was just a step. At night, while the world slept, Eliza studied. Her child slept beside her. A single bulb lit the room. Books were old. Eyes were tired. Many nights she fell asleep on the pages. Many mornings she woke up doubting herself. But then she remembered the old woman's words. Change your thoughts first. And so she tried again. She failed her first entrance exam. The results came printed in black ink, clear and final. People said, "We told you. This dream is too big." Even her own heart whispered, "Stop embarrassing yourself." She cried that night, but she did not quit. Because this time, her tears were not of surrender. They were of exhaustion, and exhaustion still carries hope. Then life tested her again. Her child fell sick once more. Hospital rooms, medicines, fear. For a moment, the old Eliza returned. She sat on the floor, shaking. And then she stood up. She worked extra hours, applied for aid, asked for help without shame. She told herself, "If I stop now, nothing changes." On her third attempt, Eliza passed. No music played. No celebration followed. She just sat quietly holding the paper, tears falling, not from pain this time, but from disbelief. She whispered, "Papa, I didn't stop." Becoming a doctor was not a miracle. It was years of sleepless nights, missed meals, silent sacrifices. She was mocked, ignored, doubted, but her belief had grown roots. It did not shake easily anymore. Years later, Eliza returned to her village. Same dusty roads, same silence, same memories. She stood at the place where her father once waited for help, and never received it. This time she didn't cry. She began building, brick by brick, slowly. A small hospital rose from the dust. No luxury, no big name, just care. People couldn't believe it. "A hospital here?" Eliza smiled. She remembered a night, a hospital floor, and an old woman's voice. One evening, a poor man was brought in, critical condition. His daughter stood outside, crying, terrified. Eliza worked tirelessly. Hours later, the man survived. The girl hugged her father. Eliza stepped outside, looked at the sky, and whispered, "Papa, no one will die waiting anymore." Positive thinking did not give Eliza an easy life. It gave her strength. Strength to try again. Strength to fail forward. Strength to become the answer she once prayed for. Because when you change how you think, you don't just change your life. You change other lives too. If you're tired, if you feel unheard, if life keeps closing doors, remember this. One thought can change everything.